Okay, so as we start to visualize what the data in our app looks like, it's helpful to look at like a spreadsheet and figure out if we were to use this spreadsheet and this were the data that we're bringing in, what would it look like for all these commands that we're using? So this is actually the spreadsheet, other than these little thingies that I drew here on the side. This is the actual spreadsheet we use to create the CSV file for the 50 states quiz and the quiz app. And basically I took this thing and I said, download this data as a comma separated values file. And this CSV file was what got uploaded into the app to begin with. So this is the actual data that you're looking at in the app. The first column is filled up with state names. The second column is filled up with the capitals for those corresponding states. And the third column is set up with the mottos. So you see here, New York is capital of Albany, and its motto is Excelsior, ever higher. So we now want to be able to pull the data out of this list. And we have read in the file from the CSV file, and we've placed it in a list that we have called 50 states list of lists. And it's coming in looking like this. But we need to be able to pull out any individual thing that we need. Well, first of all, the user has to push a button and tell us which test they want to take. Do they want to take the state names test? Do they want to take the capital names test? Or do they want to take the really hard state mottos test? And they're going to tell us how many questions they want to have asked as part of this test. The minimum number is 5, so I've set this test bank to a size of 5 in the beginning. And they have pushed the button for button number 2, which is that they're going to take the state capital test. So we're going to fill up this test bank with only names of the capitals of these states. And right now we pick a random number of the state, and we got random number 36. And what is that? Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, and labor conquers all things is what we will find in row number 36. So we're going to use this helper variable. And this helper variable is called one state list. And we're going to copy off everything we see at row number 36, and we're going to paste it here in the list called this helper list called one state list. And then we're going to read this helper list at position at index number 2, which is the number of the state of the test we said we were going to take. We're going to copy that off, and we're going to put that into the test bank. And then when we do this, we're going to get another random number, and this time the random number was state of Ohio, and the state of Ohio is at index number 35. We're going to take everything we find in the 50 states list of lists at index number 35, and we're going to copy it. And even though it's currently filled up with Oklahoma, we don't care. We're still going to paste over the top of it. We're still going to paste all the stuff from Ohio. We're still looking at test number 2, so we're going to take what's in position number 2, which is the capital, and we're going to put that over here in the test bank. We're going to add it to the test bank. Well, next random number we get up is random number 32, and that happens to be the state of New York, so we're going to copy off everything from the state of New York. Once again, we're going to put it into the one state list, and we're going to paste this in here. And then we're going to look at what is in position 2, and we're going to say position number 2 is the capital is Albany, and we're going to append that to the end of the test bank list. And as you can see, we're going to keep going until we get to 5 of these, which is the number of questions we have in our test, and then we're going to start the test. And then we're going to pick a random number from the test bank and say, tell us the state whose capital's name is Columbus. And then the user is going to have to click on the picture, the polygon that is set up on the map for Ohio. If they click Ohio, it's going to read this backwards. It's going to say, okay, go to Ohio and go find out what is in position number 2. And if that position number 2 is equal to what's in this list at position number 2, then they got the answer right. So which state capital is Ohio, goes with Ohio, and it's going to, which state capital is Columbus? If you click on Ohio, you get it right. So next we're going to look at what does this look like in terms of the code.